Hello, welcome on my channel. I'm going to show you how to use Manus AI, which is an AI agent tool that was published some days ago by Manus AI. Unfortunately, their website is currently not working well for some reason, so cannot really show you the website. But here's the main screen to start using this tool, so we can send some requests to do a task. And Manus should be able to run the task on its own computer using various operations such as browsing the web or writing programs, executing these programs, etc. So that's where it starts. There are a few examples already that have been provided, but I'm going to create my own use case. So the use case is that I want to find basically historical data of stock prices. But let's start very simply. So I will ask it to find 20 years of historical values of the S&P 500 index, and that's my request basically. So I'm not really saying in practice is how it should find it, or in what format, or the frequency, uh, and where it should be stored, etc. So I'm just really just sending a very simple request, and I want to see what is happening when I execute a request. Right. So it looks like the request went through, and it's thinking. All right. So let's see what it does. What is the data requirement? It's pretty clear. It's a very simple request that I sent, so it should be pretty clear. What is it doing? It's create a directory. Okay. So I feel that probably is going to put the data there. Okay. So creating an empty file, so a README file as well. Probably for reporting purpose. Okay, fetching the data, that's the tricky part. Because in a way, the data is not really readily available from the web, unless you really know, the place. But I think you have to log in somehow. So what it's doing is using the Yahoo Finance API, and this is Python script, right? So it's basically saying that, okay, I know there's a Python model that can use the API from Yahoo Finance, and then I can get the data directly from that model, from the API, and which is kind of true. Kind of true, because this is one of the things also that ChatGPT was telling me when I was using it with Copilot. That was basically the answer, and it wrote some code for me, and then it managed to get the data, even though it was not very obvious that that was exactly what I was looking for various reasons. Okay, so it looks like it created some Python script and ran the Python script, but then it's complaining that, okay, rate limiting issues with the API. I don't really understand what it means, but is it like I I don't have access, or there's too much data required, or I'm not really sure about that. Okay, so okay, this is not the right approach, and I kind of know that this API is a bit old and not really the best one for my purpose. Okay, so now what is it trying? Um, okay, still using actually the same library, Y Finance, but it's trying to use it differently. So I'm not really sure how it can use it differently. Uh, so handle the rate limiting challenges. Okay, so it's trying to probably remove the limitation that it have. Okay. Um, it executed the script, the Python script. Am I right? Editing. So actually, it's not. It's just writing the Python script yet. Okay, processing, executing the command. So this is the command executed. So it's running the Python script. That's very interesting. It's doing all of that in a very transparent way, because it really says every operation that it does, even though, for instance, we don't really know what is inside this Python script. I'm a bit curious to see and to I'm wondering actually if I can access this Python script and see what is inside. I'd be curious to look at that. Even though there's probably nothing very surprising. It's probably like some ChatGPT level kind of coding. Um, that possibly is similar from what I got from Copilot. But there's a lot of lack of transparency actually on this Manus and lack of documentation. So it turns out that nobody really knows in the public is how this Manus is working, what kind of technology is used behind. There's absolutely no information on that, which may be a bit concerning. But so far, for me, the question of security is pretty much solved from the moment that I know that this code is these commands are not executed on my own computer. It's the Manus computer. So it's their company's computer that is running the code. So I don't expect anything happening, from my own end where I get some virus or something like that. The whole interface is just a web interface, and that's limited to that. So I would think that it's pretty safe actually to use this tool. But then, so did it actually download the data? Because it looks like it's trying to visualize the data or something. It's troubleshooting, so it has issues of visualizing. So I don't want to guess too much, but it's probably didn't get the right data, and then it just can't display it or something like that. I didn't really ask display, by the way. I just said find the data. Find it. It's not even save it or display it actually. So it's still trying to do something. It's been a few minutes now. The processed file is saved. Okay, sounds encouraging. Now, when I look at this, actually, we can see that there are 9 steps for my request, and that's very interesting to see that we are currently here on the 6th one. So it looks like it could actually get the data. Okay, so next step is to visualize the data, and it looks like it's creating this README with the graphs to do .md. Yeah, creating the report actually. That's very nice. So I guess very closely we can see this report. Yeah, looks like it's doing the same thing several times. What is this? An application to use? VS Code browser. This is Manus computer. Okay, this is not my computer. This is where it's running the operations, and we have the VS Code on the browser. Okay, yes, I see. Because so the Python code obviously is run through VS Code, and the web browsing uses the browser. But I'm not going to touch too much for the moment. I really just want to see how it could process my request. And I feel like we're very close. But at the same time, it keeps on doing all these steps one by one. And it's more granular than I thought actually. It's much more in detail, and it takes a lot of time. This is all very time consuming. But I don't know what I'm complaining actually. I get that for free anyway. All right, cool. We have some kind of report. I don't really know what it is. There's there's a text file there. We have graph. Oh, we have some tests as well. What does it say? I've completed gathering 20 years, a comprehensive CSV file. Okay, cool. Visualizations, closing prices, and that's what I wanted. Training volume could be interesting as well, and yearly returns. While yearly, I'm not really sure. And is it yearly or it's not? It's not by year, but it's probably year to year. Now this is the closing price. Okay, these are interesting. The yearly returns. Okay, so the years are not even integers for some reason. This one is 0.5. Not really understand, but that's interesting basically. So very interesting. Because I didn't ask any detail about how it should be displayed. I didn't even ask to be displayed basically, but it really gives this. And what is this? SP500? Is it? Do we have that? Is it the? What is the volume? That's the volume. What is happening? I don't really know, but something's happening just right now on the SP500. All right. So analysis report. Executive summary. Wow, that's very formal. That's very professional. The best single coach of large cap US equities. Right, data overview, the minimum, the maximum, the average, the volatility. Wow, it just explains about like uh, the most important periods, which obviously is 2007, because I didn't go as far as that was the Black Monday as well, which was much earlier. The COVID and what is it? The conclusion, strong returns over the past 2 decades. Yes. Absolutely. I think it's pretty clear. Okay, that's the analysis report. That's cool. Historical data. So I've got this. Yeah. Every day. Yes, every day. Wait. Yes, every day. Can I download that? Oh, yeah, that's on my computer now. And the analysis report, I can download that. And the statistics, what is this? It's just, yeah, just like really statistics. Okay. So, successfully completed gathering and analyzing 20 years of SP500 historical data and set all results to the user. Yeah, that's me. Task completed, successfully gather again. Okay, that's the same thing. Completed and is ready for new requests or revisions. So that's interesting if I could send revisions indeed. What is this? This is the computer and it's basically says that it did everything that I wanted to do. Okay. So where it's done basically. Now I'm going to look at. I'm about to use the computer. Please inform Manus of your changes when you're done. What is this? Can I really go into the VS Code within the computer? I'm going to. Yeah, well, this one is fine. Is that it? So here, and it's created a script. Oh, that's very nice. So there are two. Don't really know why there are two. Probably because it tried twice. Or this one is the visualization. So not really. So I feel like it tried twice. Actually, and one is the one that failed, and the other one probably was okay. Okay, interesting. So this does everything actually. It's just I try to read the data here. Reading here, downloading from Y-Finance. So it actually worked. This Y-Finance worked. Saving the data, creating the charts, the statistics, and everything is done from here. Okay, it's pretty cool. Can I export this to my computer, so I don't see a kind of download button, so it doesn't look like I can really yeah, if I copy and then now this is my computer, and then okay, yeah, so I can basically just copy paste from just from the keyboard, and then I can save as a. So which one is it? It's fetch SP500 data Y finance. Okay, so this works. Cool. I guess I could do the same thing for the other one. Though it looks like this one is shorter, so this one didn't. Alternative APA. Actually, maybe this one is the one that works because it's alternative. Yes, with do we have more options here? Not really, but the call is it doesn't look the same as well. So it's a bit intriguing actually. This one, how is it doing that? API client data API. Okay, I'm not completely sure what it's doing actually because the previous one was using the Y Finance library, but this one no, it's calling kind of API. Okay, so I'm not. It's an API client. I'm not very familiar with this one, so I can't really say what it is. If it's something that maybe it's part of the Python. It's a Python module where we can have access to various API, and we don't need to load, in particular, the Y Finance API for that. Okay, cool. And we have the graphs here, and the report here. Okay, all is good. So that was for the VS Code and the browser. I'm not sure it used the browser actually. So yeah, it's blank basically. Okay. And is it another window? No, it's not on window. So I feel like I lost my. Okay, I went back to the window. Okay, it's cool. Okay, so it's working basically. That's pretty cool. I think that you may be convinced that it is useful, even though it's very long. It really took a lot of time. I was a bit worried as well in the middle when it basically failed in the first trial, and then it tried again, and it managed to succeed. So this is pretty cool. Now I felt like I'd like to, potentially ask more, like ask maybe a bit more detailed analysis. For instance, the one of the thing was these notable trends and market events. So this is really very nice, because indeed this period, especially for the great financial crisis, was so the most significant drawdown. Minus 38%. That's a super huge crash. The question is, for instance, is what can you make of it? But actually, um, I'd be interested to have also the same kind of report for other indices. Not only the SP 500, the Nasdaq, for instance, what happened, and stuff like that. But um, I guess that's not really the purpose. Because I got much more that I wanted. I just wanted the CSV file, if you want. That's the only thing that really was useful for me to get this historical data. So I'm very happy. So I think we can just end here and conclude that just one application, like a reasonable kind of practical application, has some value, and I think that. I have now quite a good image, actually, a positive um, assessment, evaluation of this Manus. Just trying to run an example. So I think I could use it in some particular applications, and I will see how I can make the most of it because this is free. I was lucky enough to get a license, so I think I should do something with this definitely, and see try to stress a bit. this tool to see how much it can go. All right, so that's it. Thank you for following my video. Cheers.